What are some of the other things that pregnant women are told not to eat? The ones we always hear are caffeine, wine, and sushi. But there's a lot of things which I didn't know, something like cheese, certain kinds of cheeses. So tell me about some of the things that women are told not to eat and why some of them are okay.
So the list is very long, at least the list I got. So undercooked meat, raw milk, cheese, hot dogs, raw eggs. And so I try to break down, at least for myself, the sort of different kinds of foodborne problems that you'd have. Unfortunately, for people who love a nice raw milk cheese, that's actually something that I think women probably should avoid because it is implicated in at least some share of listeria cases. And listeria is like a very, very bad infection during pregnancy. Sushi, on the other hand, I think that the evidence suggests if you're having it from a reputable source and not having it every day and not eating a lot of high mercury fish, you should feel okay about enjoying that.
Elizabeth, what is it that's in hot dogs and deli meats, which I feel like if I was a pregnant person, that's all I would want to snack on, are things like hot dogs and deli meat and all these bad for you things. What is it in those items that women should stay away from?
Well, as Emily mentioned, that actually is Listeria monocytogenes, which is a bacteria you do not ever want to meet under any circumstances. So the recommendation is not to avoid them. It's just to heat them back up to steaming. And of course, you can do that for a hot dog. I mean, you probably wouldn't eat it cold. But the idea of heating, turkey meat up until it's steaming is probably not too appealing to you. But you know what? I say err on the side of caution, no matter what we're talking about. Always err on the side of caution. And, our food is processed now, and it's processed in places, we may not even know about. So if somebody, the government has given these warnings out, this is not pulled from out of somebody's hat. And I think that, it's based on science and it's based on the highest risk foods. I totally agree with Emily that, you really should stay away from anything that's not pasteurized, including the cheeses. The risk of E. coli and salmonella is really high. And the problem is that, women who are pregnant are at greater risk for foodborne illness, and they are at greater risk for the effects of foodborne illness. Pregnancy suppresses your immune system, so err on the side of caution there.
There is a risk of salmonella from eggs. That risk occurs if you are pregnant or not pregnant. I think that there's really something to what Elizabeth was saying, that when you're pregnant, it is really unpleasant to have a stomach flu. So you think, probably more so than when you're not pregnant. And so I think there is some argument for caution there. On the other hand, what I argue in the book is that you should proceed with sort of normal caution, the kind of caution you would have in your normal life when you're thinking about this choice.